issues, and but they're resolved now, and I am here alone because sometimes the stars don't align, and things don't work the way we would like them to work. So I am going to be talking about how to ground and why you ground. And then I'm going to talk about creating a boundary, a safe space, and why that is necessary, but why you always have the ultimate power. And then I'm going to talk about cutting the energy, because we don't want to walk around all day with other people's energy and our energy, or our energy and other people's energy. We want to cut that energy and be very mindful of that space. And so, a lot of times I have noticed in my travels through different YouTube channels and things like that, everybody assumes that everybody knows how to ground. And that is simply not true. They make an assumption that, you know what, oh, take have a white light go from your root chakra and attach to the earth, into the heart of Gaia. That's fine, but if you want to know more, I can give you more, and I can give you something more visual, and I think more protected. And it's still coming from your root chakra. Everything is coming from grounding. So without grounding, we are untethered, and we can feel unsafe, and like we're just not understanding what's supposed to be going on. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say that sometimes when I am speaking about spiritual topics like this, things can happen where I'm speaking and I do not necessarily remember what I am saying. And it's not a bad thing. It's usually because it's coming from a special place. And so that could happen. I'm just saying that it could happen. It might even be happening now because I would be totally unaware of it happening. Okay, so grounding. When you ground, now I have an issue with my body where I cannot sit up and meditate. I will find myself in pain in my hip and in my lower back and in my neck. And I don't want to go into why, but it's significant pain. And so it is very difficult for me to concentrate on a meditation through that pain. I have tried, and it is not easy, and I don't feel I get much out of a meditation or an activation if I am sitting. So I have, during activations, I certainly have been laying down, but I also lay down even if it's recommended to sit up, because the pain is that bad. It's not sympathy I'm asking for. It is just, I'm giving permission for anybody who is like me to lay down. I usually put something over my feet to weight them so that the feet are at least pointing towards the floor. And I don't use a couch. I am in my bed. I'm on my bed. And I have received activations. I have absolutely been where I'm supposed to be in a meditation. And so if it is working for me and you truly have a reason to do this, I believe it will work for you. Just, watch. Watch that you're actually receiving what you're being told you're receiving if you're laying down. And if you have problems like I do, you're going to find that it just helps so much more. So I ground from a laying down position, and I used to run that white cord from my root chakra, and then I was watching someone who does channels and channels significantly within the last month. I've seen this person, and this grounding is so simple and it's so visual and it's so real that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come on and talk about it. So this is a way to ground so that you're not untethered and so you're firm in Gaia's cradle. So to do this, you close your eyes, take 3 very deep breaths, and in through the nose, out through the nose. Now make sure your shoulders are relaxed and focus on your heart. See what looks like roots of a tree growing out of the bottom of your heart, traveling down your torso, through your root, and then through your thighs, past your knees, down your calves, out your feet, and into Gaia. And keep going deeper and deeper and deeper until you see the core or the heart of Gaia. Once you see that, send the roots to that core and counterclockwise, or Widdershins, if you know that term, send your roots around Gaia's heart 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then tug it tight so you're heart to heart and it's real. And you are grounded, stronger than anything I've ever done before. I feel very grounded. I feel grounded up to my knees doing that. There's also a double grounding, but it's also connecting. It's called creating a pillar. Sorry, I had my eyes closed. I was still looking at Gaia. It's creating a pillar. And what you do is you breathe into your heart. You focus on your heart. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now you're going to hold your inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale. Inhale again, 4 seconds. Exhale through the nose. And now this time, when you inhale, when you exhale, you are going to visualize a white bubble about 3 feet out from you, from yourself. See yourself in the middle of this white bubble of light and push it 3 feet from you in every direction. So inhale, and on the exhale, push. 3 feet. Now we're going to breathe in again, and we're going to push it to 6 feet. Ooh. Spirit is in my crown chakra right now. Okay, push it to 6 feet. Push it out. 6 feet. Now, breathe in and send it down to the heart of Gaia. Send that 6-foot pillar, because if you've ever heard create a pillar, this is how you do it. Send that 6-foot white light pillar with you in the middle of it right down to the heart of Gaia. You already know where she is because your roots are connected to her. Your pillar is now connected to her. But now we're going to connect to source or spirit. Inhale and push up. And we are now connected to source. So we are connected and grounded and connected. We are safe and we will know. So that's 2 ways of grounding. I really like both of those and I feel really grounded. My feet are still tingling. So if don't my feet didn't always tingle. That's taken time. But if you notice tingling from your feet up your legs, it's telling you you're grounded and you're safe and you're being held in Gaia's arms. And the pillar is a connection between Gaia, you, and Source. So all of that energy is running through that pillar as you meditate or receive an activation. Oh my God. Okay. So now I feel it all the way up through my thighs. So it is connecting Source with Gaia, and you are in the middle of that, and you are receiving both energies. So activations and meditations will be much easier because you won't feel lost and you won't feel like you're floating away, because those are the feelings that are caused by grounding. Many, many years ago, I was attuned to Reiki. I am a 30-year master at Reiki, and I remember laying on her table, the woman who attuned me. And this was after I was attuned and before she moved away. And I was on her table, and she just said to me, and she had never said it before, but she said, your left leg, your left foot is never grounded. Why are you never grounded on your left side? And she, I can't feel anything. And then she would work Reiki on the left side, and then she'd say, okay, you're grounded. So there was a point in time where I could ground on my right, which was the masculine, but I couldn't ground on my left, which was the feminine. But now I definitely know I'm grounded because I can feel it. So, depending on how long you do it or how long you experiment with these two methods, you may feel it too. So that's grounding. And it's very important work, because without grounding, Source doesn't have room to come in. We send energy into Gaia so that Source has room to come in. Moving on to boundaries. Before I came on, I am in my office area, and I realize now I didn't light my candles. Life goes on, right? It doesn't have anything to do with boundaries. I just noticed that. Off topic. So I'm in like about 10 by 10 room, and I just called Source to let me have golden white energy, and I wrapped it around the room counterclockwise and put up a boundary saying nothing will enter that does not have good intentions for this podcast, for this studio that I'm in on Riverside. And I also, nothing that doesn't want the peaceful evolution of humanity. And that is just the raise in consciousness that we're talking about, the shift that has been happening. And it helps keep out anything that is negative, and it protects you. But now I learned this from one of my teachers, Jen, and you are always in power, even if you encounter something that is negative. I have never encountered that, and I think I don't encounter it because I just don't believe that's out there. And maybe that's just me. So if I don't believe in it, I guess it can't show up because, but that's just me. So, but if you believe in that, then set these boundaries. But the key, as Jen told us, is you are in your body. Whatever entity comes in does not have a body. And so you are the strength in the relationship, and you can kick them out. So do it. Just tell them to go. And they will listen because you are in charge, and you say it with authority. And you can use mudras, stop, go, to change energy. I'll have to do something on mudras one of these days. They're very powerful. So that is setting boundaries, and you want to do it so that nothing can come in, and you have to give permission for something to enter your body. So that's not going to happen, but things can come close and interfere with connections. Um, it There are just different belief systems regarding that. But if you encounter something like that, keep grounded. Keep grounding yourself. Just keep visualizing those roots in the pillar, and then tell the entity whatever it is to leave. And I don't mean to scare anybody, because like I said, I've never, in 30 years, I've never encountered anything like that. But again, I don't believe in it. So, but you have the power because you're in a body. No matter what like no matter how many times you may have reincarnated, whether you're a star seed or a past life or a multidimensional, whatever you may be, you're still in a physical body, so you have the power over any of those entities. So please remember that, and don't be scared, because I have been told that they feed off fear. So don't be scared. Just kick them out. Okay. The third thing that I wanted to talk about is cutting energy. I do readings where I go into, they're psychic readings for, I'm not going to use any fancy language like like intuitive reading, they're psychic readings. So just being plain and simple and direct. I go into somebody's energy, I see colors, and I'm given information about those colors. I may or may not receive something from the other side or from the Akashic records. I don't go in those places. The information is brought out to me, or spirit comes to me from the other side. But there's a lot of energy that is exchanged between myself and the client. And it's my energy going to them and their energy coming to me. And it is very important that at the end of that, you cut the energy between you, because no one wants to go, look, okay, so a reader like me, I don't want to walk around with 20 people in my energy all day and maybe all night and trying to kick them out. And they don't want to walk around with my energy. All 20 of those people are carrying a bit of my energy if I don't cut the connection. So we cut the connection. It was very simple. I didn't have a ritual for it when I started doing it, and the words just came to me. And then I have seen it now in YouTube videos, and it's really simple. You're going to make your hand into scissors, and you're going to say, I cut this energy. Your energy is yours. My energy is mine. We are free. Cut. Simple. You don't even have to say what I say. You just have to say, cut the energy between us in some fashion. You can make up your own ritual. You can make up whatever you want, but that's the energy that needs to be there. The cutting of that energetic cord, the energetic tie. And this is the same whether you are doing Reiki in person or remote Reiki or any kind of healing work. You want to cut the connection, and also energy work. There is a type of energy work that I've been taught, and it is making a archangel contract. And I use Archangel Raphael because he is a healer. And since I am attuned to Reiki, I like to work with energy to heal within my readings or whatever I am doing. There's always healing energy. And one of the things that I learned was how to create a contract for an archangel to come into your hands and use their energy, archangel energy. But you make the contract. You are one party to the contract. The archangel is another party to the contract. And Source is a party to that contract and oversees it to make sure that it is enforced. The contract is basically calling the archangel and Source and saying, I would like to use your energy for a healing, and as soon as I call you, I want you to come. And as soon as I'm finished, or as soon as you are finished, because it's their energy, you must leave immediately. Source enforces that. I know that sounds a little hokey, but it is amazing. My hands get hot immediately when I ask that, when I say the contract has started. And then as soon as they leave, as soon as they're done, my hands go cold. And usually the person receiving, the client, they can feel that the energy is there and then it's gone. So, but again, that is a specific kind of binding and cutting, because it's contractual. It's also a boundary. If you know, it could be talked about as a boundary, that's a contractual boundary that's been set, but it's also a contractual way of cutting. I'm not advertising for anybody, but Jen Gilchrist teaches how to do that, and she's very good. She does some free things, 4-day things, and she's very good. That's how I had been looking for a very long time for a teacher, and she was my start. I have other teachers now, but she was my start, and she's very good. She's very good. Anyway, sorry. So we've covered grounding and why you do that. You are protected when you're grounding, and you also make room for source or spirit or other messages. You set boundaries to keep you safe, your space safe, your energy safe, your body safe. And remember, the most important thing is that you do have a body, so you are in charge. And then to cut the energy. And you can make a ritual of cutting the energy if you want, but I just say, your energy is yours, my energy is mine. I cut the cord. That's all you really have to do. And you will, if you are like me and you go around YouTube looking for meditations and activations and things like that, you will find that that is one thing you'll hear that the person on the other side will say. And actually, because of the work I've just done, helping you, well, I shouldn't say helping, teaching about grounding, boundaries, and cutting, I'm going to have to cut our energy when this is over. So I am Merilee from Spirit Source Healing, and my podcast is Spiritual Journeys with Merilee, and I hope that I will see you all again. I come on once a month on Thursday before the new moon at noon. Although today there were technical difficulties and I was late. So if you have questions, please put them in the comments on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, I will respond. Comments should be open. Yeah. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being with me for this time. And again, I am Merilee. I'm from Spirit Source Healing. The podcast's name is Spiritual Journeys with Merilee. And my website is www.spiritsourcehealing.co, not .com. And please don't get me started because not my fault. If you want to make an appointment for a reading or for Reiki healing or other energy healing, because I don't just do Archangel energy healing, I do other kind of energy healings as well, divine light, those kind of things. So my website has a Candlelit connection, and you can make an appointment there. So I hope to see some of you in person soon. Hope to see you again live, and let's make magic.